Welcome back to Basketball, everyone. So we just got our first look at Cosmic Shake gameplay, and it answered a lot of our questions about the game, but there's still a lot we don't know, such as release date, how the game is structured, and even 3 of the 7 worlds that we know are in the game weren't shown here. And it makes sense, since this is our first look at gameplay. That pretty much tells us that we're still quite a few, at least months away from the game's release, so I would imagine that some of the worlds just aren't ready to show, or maybe they don't want to show all of them. There's a chance that they could release this game and we still haven't seen a world or two. Looking at the game's Steam page, they said travel to 7 distinct Wish worlds like Wild West Jellyfish Fields and Halloween Rock Bottom. Now, Halloween Rock Bottom we got a little look at in the CGI trailer for the game almost a year ago. No gameplay was shown of that, unfortunately, in this new trailer. But in this new trailer, we did get to see Wild West Jellyfish Fields. There's also a new type of downtown Bikini Bottom, probably based on the episode of Spongebob where they make a Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie. There's another level that I don't think is confirmed exactly what it is, but it looks like that's Karate Island, and that's also backed up by the CGI trailer where Sandy was wearing a Karate Island outfit in that, so kind of trying to put 2 and 2 together here for that one. And then of course we have the prehistoric levels, so with that there's 5 out of the 7, so 2 of them we really don't know what it's going to be. Now, at the beginning of the trailer, there also was a boss fight with this giant version of Gary. I don't really know what's going on here. It seems like we're in SpongeBob's library, like a giant version of that, and in the game's description it says these are Wish worlds, so they're pretty crazy and a lot different than what we would see in like Rehydrated. So a lot of it can be exaggerated. I would just assume that that's going to be SpongeBob's library. And another thing to point out there is that there is different references in this trailer in that level. One, we have Gary from the Dreams episode of SpongeBob where he goes and visits Gary in his dream, and that also took place in a giant library, so that could be it as well. Maybe it doesn't have to be necessarily SpongeBob's library, just this giant library from that Dream episode. And since a lot of these Wish worlds seem to be based off of just individual episodes of SpongeBob, I can definitely see that being the case. So maybe one of the other levels, one of the 2 missing ones, is just a dream level. You could travel to different dreams, or maybe it's just Gary's dream. That's all we really know in terms of levels at this point, and how we're going to get to them is also a mystery. Now, in Rehydrated, or just Battle for Bikini Bottom in general, we had a hub world where we could travel to different places of Bikini Bottom, but I guess there is a chance that in this game there won't be a hub world. We didn't see it in the trailer, first of all, and also, it's not like we're traveling to different parts of Bikini Bottom. These worlds, these levels are a little bit different, and they even take place in different time periods, so it wouldn't really make sense to have one hub world where you take like a bus ride to them like you would in Battle for Bikini Bottom. Although I hope there is a way where they can throw a hub world in there. I love exploring those, especially if we just have like another Bikini Bottom one, and it's sort of like a Mario 64 situation where you like jump into paintings or you jump into portals to get to those other worlds or those other timelines. So that's what I'm hoping for. We're not seeing any hints of that in this trailer, unfortunately. Now, there is a hint to a possible hub world in the story's synopsis. I'm going to go ahead and read that real quick. It says, SpongeBob and Patrick meet the mysterious fortune teller, Cassandra, who gives them a vial full of mermaids' tears. Legend claims they grant the wishes of those who are pure of heart. Naturally, the 2 best buddies get overexcited, and their flurry of wishes tears open the very fabric of space and time, all while releasing cosmic jelly onto Bikini Bottom and opening portals to strange Wish worlds in the process. I can imagine when this happens, it's just going to be a big opening cutscene, and then the normal Bikini Bottom in that area, different portals will open up. So there is a chance that you can just travel in and out of those portals into regular Bikini Bottom. That would be a way to bring in a hub world and just have that be regular Bikini Bottom as well, and then you travel to the various portals to go to the different worlds instead of like a menu that would be in, let's say, Mario Odyssey. And it looks like that might be what they're going for. We didn't see it, but in the synopsis it's kind of hinting towards that. Also, I'm going to read the rest of it real quick and bring up something else. It says, now it's up to our heroes to rescue their friends who got lost in the Wish worlds and bring back Bikini Bottom's most iconic buildings. But Cassandra has her own devious plans. So the fact that buildings seem to be disappearing gives a sense of progression. So if we clear a world or we get through an entire world, I can imagine once you hop out of that and you're ready to go to the next one, you would see a sense of progression in the fact that once you're done with the world, a new building would appear. If they were disappearing in the first place, maybe once you defeat a boss or finish a level, you hop out, new buildings would appear, and then you can maybe go into those buildings, there would be new stuff to do within the hub world. I can see that being a possibility. Another thing to bring up, we were talking about the different levels previously and how there were going to be 7 different wish worlds to travel to. Now, we know about 6 of them. If that Gary boss fight is in a Dreams level, and then we also have the Halloween rock bottom level that wasn't seen in the gameplay, and then the 4 that we saw in the gameplay, that would only leave 1 that we don't really know about. Steam is saying we are going to have 7 wish worlds to travel to, but there's also a possibility if Bikini Bottom is going to be its own main hub world, and it have collectibles in it like you would Battle for Bikini Bottom, that could be the 7th one that we don't really know about, the one that maybe isn't finished, or they want to keep a secret until the very end since it's going to be a big part of the game. Maybe that could be the little surprise since it's not super integral to get people interested because it's not like themed, but it could be the one missing world that we haven't seen. That wouldn't make too much sense considering I wouldn't say it's a wish world, it's just regular Bikini Bottom. There's a good chance that there's an actual 7th wish world, but I want you to keep that in mind if we're getting a hub world like Bikini Bottom, and it's going to be interactive in the way that it was in Battle for Bikini Bottom, where it's kind of just its own regular level, then that could be the 7th one that we don't know about. And that's also assuming that the Gary boss fight was in its own level as well, which we're not 100% sure of. I believe that's all we know in terms of story and the different levels that we're going to. Now, another thing that I wanted to bring up in this video is a possible release date for the Cosmic Shake. And I do want to emphasize that this isn't 100% confirmed, it's more so just a rumor right now or a leak, but it looks like the game could be releasing on January 24th, 2023. Now, before the trailer went up, 2 websites listed this as the release date. One took it down, and I'll show the different listings up on screen. But the trailer didn't give us a release date, and 2 separate websites gave us the same release date. So that's a little fishy. I do want to say though that considering there was no other listings that we know of, there's a good chance that one of these websites just saw the other's listing who just made up like a fake or bullshit release date and then put it on theirs and then took it off. It really could be anything, but there are websites that do get actual listings for release dates, especially if the game is close to completion or close to release, and you know, they're not really supposed to disclose them. But sometimes leaks do happen, and I would say that this release date is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Now, the first time that we saw rehydrated gameplay was like over or almost an entire year before the game released. I wouldn't say we're in a similar situation because when that happened, they had barely started Rehydrated. This game was announced almost an entire year ago. I believe it's either 10 or 11 months, and they've had a lot of time to work on it, and it seems like they've gotten very far in a lot of the worlds. So January 24th, 2023 is definitely a possible release date. I think it's very likely. And even if this listing was completely fabricated, I'd say they're probably not far off anyways. But take it with a grain of salt, it's not from THQ Nordic themselves, it's just all we have at this point. That's pretty much all I wanted to bring up for this video. A lot of speculation went into this video, but I kind of wanted to let my imagination run wild. Like I said, don't take anything I said in this video for 100%. It was basically just me rambling and giving my ideas and thoughts on many of the different situations and mysteries surrounding this game right now. I'll be back with more concrete stuff here soon, talking about gameplay and going in depth on the level design here soon, so stick around for that. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.